For this week's interview on Unbroken Veterans, I will be interviewing Nick Meissner. So, as always with our icebreaker, Nick, what is a funny story from your time in service?
One of my favorite funny stories is from basic training. I was just starting to kind of gain my confidence, and we were going to a confidence course, and I was sitting there nervous. I didn't want to go first, and I was watching everybody as they made their way through this course, and as they would get to the end, they had to go across with a rope. And the drill sergeant at the end was shaking the rope to get everybody to fall off. So I went about it and I made it through. I was a little nervous, finally got to the rope part, and I was very determined to not fall off that rope. I started crawling across and he started shaking. I fell off to the bottom but kept going, and I made it across, and I finally made it through, and he was resting his arm on the rope, kind of with a fist. I jumped off the rope, and me being so excited that I had just beat the course that I was very afraid of, thought that he was holding his fist out for a fist bump. So I jumped off the rope and bumped his fist. And as I did that, he turned to me kind of surprised, and he said, "Private, did you just fist bump me?" And me thinking that he wanted me to do that, I said, "Yes, Drill Sergeant." And I guess most of you can probably guess, I was down there doing some exercises after that, and I was pretty well known during the white phase of the guy that fist bumped a drill sergeant. And my mom will be very happy that I told this story, because now she can refer to this episode to tell everyone.
I am also glad you told the story. Now, Nick, tell us, who are you and what do you do?
Well, I served 6 years in the Army Reserves. I've served with you, Sam.
You did.
And the 348th. We had one tour to Afghanistan, where I served as a team leader with a great group of guys and a great company.
Too kind.
Now I'm working in IT field, just on the help desk at Terracon Consultants, studying cybersecurity at WGU, Western Governors University, and I do this podcast with you, Sam, and I really like giving back to the veteran community and staying in helping out and
Absolutely.
Just staying in that community.
Absolutely. So, here's a good one. What was your motivation to join? Why did you sign that dotted line?
Well, the first part was definitely my father. He served in the Marines, and then he actually served in the Army Reserve as well after that, for about 4 years, I believe.
My condolences to him.
Yes. Not to get too sad, but he passed away right before basic training. But I still wanted to go anyways, and make him proud, and I think that I did. I wanted to get to his rank and become sergeant, which I did, and had a deployment, and that was pretty much what I wanted to do. And also school, obviously, and developing skills in life, and I felt like I was missing something that I kind of needed to develop. So I just knew that doing something kind of hard like that would push me.
All right. And here's my favorite question. For those of you who don't know, this is my favorite. If you could go back in time to the day you joined the military, what advice would you give yourself?
I would tell myself to be confident in myself, and that you'll never fully be prepared for anything that you do, especially in the military, because mostly you kind of just get thrown into stuff, kind of thrown into the fire, and that's kind of what I was done. But I feel like I held myself back because I wasn't confident in myself, and I would tell myself to just, you'll never be fully prepared for anything, and just to ask questions and just be confident in what you do.
What are the most important veteran benefits that you've utilized so far?
Well, the first one, all of them actually I used after deployment. The first one I used was the VA home loan, and I got a home when I first got back. And then the other one that was very rewarding and kind of sparked this whole podcast was the ACP mentorship, which I found very helpful. And I had a great mentor, Doug Brecky, and I think that really helped me transition back into the civilian life and get into the corporate world where I'm at now. So very grateful for that.
Awesome. I like that. So here's another good one that I think a lot of people can benefit from, as you know. What soft skills did you learn from the military that help you today?
I would say number one would be time management, learning how to back plan and just have pretty much your whole day planned out. I feel like it's kind of transitioned over, and I try to keep using that in my civilian world. And on top of that, big lesson I learned when I got promoted to a team leader was that you are no longer just accountable for yourself. Being accountable for myself felt easy because I just had to show up in the right uniform at the right time, do good on PT and whatever else you got to do to be a good soldier. But then when you're in a leadership position, you now are a reflection of your soldiers. So one mistake can kind of look bad on you. So you now are not just accountable for yourself, but the whole team. And that was a big learning curve for me. And I think that teaches you a lot of selflessness, would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would say so.
Because it's not about just you anymore. It's about the team, and it's something bigger than you. And I think that's something I'll try to carry on.
All right. And finally, what were the biggest challenges that you faced, and how did you overcome them?
I would say deployment was definitely the biggest challenge. I learned to just kind of take things day by day. I know a lot of people probably did that mindset where you just kind of look forward to the next meal or the next, kind of just whatever gets you by. The next time you talk to your loved ones or just, small things. And also relationships, with my girlfriend, Sydney, and family members. Just you really had to communicate while you're gone, and you can't always communicate and tell them everything you want to tell them, because you're in a combat zone. But just you can't really run away from any arguments, and you kind of have to just work them out and talk. And I think that really helped us overcome all challenges in deployment.
Solid. Nick, thank you for joining us. Me, you,
Thanks
us,
for having me
on the podcast today. It's been insightful, and as always, when we interview veterans and things they've learned and experienced, I myself has definitely gotten things out of it, and I hope others have too.
Thank you.
Outro. We thank you all for listening.
We are the outro.
We thank you for listening, and we hope you got something helpful out of this.
Right now, the best way to support us is to simply spread the word. If you know a fellow veteran who could use some resources to elevate their life, send them our way.
Until next time, remember to check your 0s, 5s, 10s, and 25s.